Hey yo, so War of the Worlds. Like, I didn't even know this was on the radar, right? I just put on Prime Video and it just popped up. So I was like, oh, a new Ice Cube joint. Alright, fuck it. Let's give this a go. Right? It is directed by Rich Lee, written by Kenny Golde and Marc Hyman. The film is produced by Timur Bekmambetov, Patrick Aelio. It is executive produced by Adam Sidman. It's associate produced by Louise Baker Lee, Justin Diana, Ned Brown, Grigory Brodavinkin, Alana Bayarian, Charles M. Barsamanian. It is co-produced by G.S. Brooks, Simon Brooks, Max Reiner, with line production from Joe Wicker. So Christopher Provost took care of the cinematography. We've got Jake York and Charles Ansell on editing duties. Ami Rene handled the casting. Production design, we have Clarence Major. Right? Art direction, we have Chris Schmidt. John Sparano on set decoration. Hair and makeup, we have got Laura Rakaza, Annie Kim, Deborah Denson, Jenny Bouton, and Amanda Bourne. I think that is our main kind of thing. Animation, we got Pavel Sidorov, Andrew Patrin, Alexei Konvsky. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's that. Right, so our cast, who is in the joint? Well, we have got Ice Cube as William Radford. Right, his daughter Faith is, well, actually, his son David is played by Henry Hunter Hall. His daughter Faith is played by Iman Benson. Her husband, Mark Goodman, is played by Devon Bostick. We have got his friend at the NSA, Sandra Salas, played by Eva Longoria. His colleague in the FBI, field agent Sheila Jeffries, played by Andrea Savage. Clark Gregg is his boss, NSA director Donald Briggs. We've got the Secretary of Defense, Walter Crystal, played by Michael O'Neill. POTUS is played by Jim Meskimen. We've got the news reporter, well, one of them played by Nicole Pulliam. Who else is there? Another news reporter is played by Matt Corby. And Jake Reiner is another news reporter. That's the gist of things, right? So the story: Will Radford is a top cybersecurity analyst for Homeland Security who tracks potential threats to national security through a mass surveillance program until one day an attack by an unknown entity leads him to question whether the government is hiding something from him and from the rest of the world. So yes, that's the gist of things. So this is the feature directorial debut from Rich Lee. He's predominantly a music video director. He did actually direct the Chasing Pirates video for Norah Jones, which I did like, This film, obviously, it's based on H.G. Wells' classic, The War of the Worlds. And we've had so many different versions of this film. It's just one of those classic tales that a load of people have attempted to, put their stink on it, right? Which is fine. You know what I mean? But I think when I saw the Tom Cruise version, I did not like that, right? I was just like, this is not good. This is not good at all. And I think, I like that a lot better than this. It really did. So this was actually filmed during the pandemic, which you can see because everyone is basically on their own. There's not many scenes with people together. Like Cube is in a cubicle at work most of the time, So yeah, you can see like they came up with an idea to shoot something whilst, everything was going crazy. Which, you give hats off for people to find inventive ways to do things. I think you can see what they're trying to do with this as well, right? This whole security and the program and, the kind of things that, essentially, we had Osiris last week, right? And that was all around signals that had been sent into space and that had attracted aliens. So there's a similar thing in this, really. So ideas are fine and all of that. And there's some interesting things with the aliens themselves that you're like, oh, that's a nice little touch. That's a nice little addition, right? I think the big thing, though, is the energy, right? The energy is all weird. We have got performances where you do not buy the emotion, right? You just don't buy it at all. There's bits when, Cube is like meant to be shocked and you get a, oh no, right? It's just like, I can't believe that just happened. I'm in shock. And you're just like, oh, fucking hell. Or there's the supposed anger. Be like, what are you doing with my daughter? No. Hey, honey, how come you didn't tell me about the thing? And it's so wooden. It is so wooden. And obviously, there's an art to green screen filming. There's a lot of actors that will tell you, I do not like it. Right? I do not enjoy it. And you can see other people who do a great job with it. I mean, Andy Serkis has made a career out of that kind of thing, right? the whole mocap and all of that. He's doing his thing. You know, so some people can do it, some people can't. It's about finding your strength. Now, I get if you're filming during the pandemic, you're trying to get things done, there's limitations, right? So you're just trying to get people work. You're trying to get them to do what they can. And I think you probably hit a bit of once you realize, oh, maybe that's not the best. It's just like, well, what can we do? We're committed now. Fuck it. We'll just have to power through. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Like, we've seen better performances from Cube. It's not like he's terrible. It's just, I think there's certain roles that suit him best, right? But I feel I've seen him in thrillers, you know? It's just, this was not, it just didn't work. The script is so just corny and basic, right? There's a bit when they're like, oh, here's the secret files, right? Of supposedly all these government things. And literally, all they have done is taken any conspiracy and it's there. But it's by the name that everyone knows these things by. And you're just like, firstly, if it's a government thing, there's probably code names and other things. It's not the way they've laid it out. And it looked like they didn't add anything new. Right? It's just like, oh yeah, everyone talks about this. Let's throw this one. Let's throw this one. Let's throw this. Like, add some, like, create some shit. You know what I mean? You're like, put some spice on it, people. Come the fuck on, you know? But no, we do not get that. We do not get that at all. Right? It's, yeah, we're doing the whole survey. Like, we don't even have to know, right? But you knew, because we just see him following, looking at all of these screens, and he's following different people, right? You straight away, you know, one's his daughter, right? And you just go, oh God, it's doing this. But it's just, it's very convenient in, oh, look, cameras. Cameras are on the entire route of this thing, you know? There's things like that. There's a bit at the end. Oh my God. So they need to get some information to a place and they need a thing. And he's just like, oh, if you order it from Amazon, I can get it to you. And it's just like, firstly, you've said this other thing is going to take a certain amount of time. And we're meant to believe that then this other thing can happen within that time. It's just, it doesn't really make any sort of sense. Now, I think when you see that one of our writers, and look, it's no shame because there's people that enjoyed this, but Marc Hyman wrote Onassis Jones. That was not a good film, right? He also wrote Snow Dogs and Perfect Score. So I think sometimes when you see the things people have worked on, you're like, oh, okay, I don't know why I expected more from this thing, you know? It's just one of those, right? You have, like, I don't think this is a big spoiler at all, but his wife has died, right? And he's got a recording of her. This guy works in surveillance. This guy has got, you know what I mean? He understands what this thing is, you know, how data is, it can be lifted and how you keep things safe and blah, blah, blah. And we're meant to believe that he wouldn't have backed up certain recordings, right? That this guy ain't gonna back shit up. Really? Really? You then throw in this hacker called Disruptor. The names are horrible, right? The names for everything, you're just like, wait, is that the best you could do? Disruptor. And once you find the backstory to Disruptor, which you pretty much guess very early on, you're just like, do not do this. Do not do this. Fuck, they did that thing. Right? It doesn't make any sort of sense. It doesn't make any sort of sense. It is dumb. It's basic. It's all the easiest thing, right? It's kind of like you're oh, we have to save the world. Oh, it just so by chance the people around me have got all the skills that we need. Right? These people can do the thing. Just the fact that the NSA have only got one tech guy. That's it. That's Radford. They would have a room full of experts, right? When you watch something for like 24, there's a room of people, right? It's not just one person. We're going to rely everything on this one person. Hope that they never get ill. You know what I mean? Or when they need to go for a toilet break, something doesn't go down. It's so stupid. Like, his daughter is, obviously she's a top researcher. But here's the thing. She's meant to be this intelligent person. There's certain things that have been on TV and books, you know what I mean? So often that even if you do not have this skill set, you'd have an understanding of, you'd be like, oh, okay, I probably need to do this for this thing to be okay, right? But then we have a bit where, for whatever reason, she does something completely different. And then it's just like, oh my God, what's going on? And you're just like, no one's going to do what she does. No one's doing it. Because, you just know it's not the smart thing to do. And it's just littered with these things. And you would say to take the story to the next place. But a lot of the times, the things don't even do that. It's just pointless stuff that's going on. And then there's things that go down and happen that you can't really say because it will give things away. But it's just horrible story plots, right? And devices to take it to this next place, which then makes no sense. And you're just like, wait, within this time frame? So all of this stuff is happening within this time frame when we know from documentaries and just everything else that it takes a long time to do that thing and that thing and that thing. But in this, it's just seconds to get things done and cancel stuff. Like, there's something that gets cancelled and you're just like, wait, we're saying they get, come on, man. come on, man. Like, our best performance is from Eva Longoria, right? She gives us the most emotion, right? She's the most believable as her character, Sandra Salas. I mean, Eva Longoria, she's a good actress, so it's not surprising. It's just, I don't know if it's because, right, it's Lee's feature debut. I don't know if it's just trying to, because when you think about music videos, they're larger, they're not believable things. So you can have people acting goofy and doing stuff because it's not, a film. But when you're doing a film, there's a different level that you want people to reach. And in this, no one really reaches that. Right? No one really reaches that. You can see why this is straight to digital. Right? That's the thing. You really see why it's straight to digital and it isn't anywhere else. It would not do a cinema run. But even being on digital, this feels like something that is airing late night on Sci-Fi Channel or something like that. Not even the premium slot, right? It's not that good. It's a late night affair. That's what this is. I know it might sound harsh, and I respect the fact that, as I said, they did some different things that made complete sense with the aliens. I thought that was all very good. Some bits and bobs that you'd be like, that works. But it's just when we look at the professions of some of these people, and then the fact that, they didn't know this, or then this happened, you're just like, that makes no sense. Right? It just makes no sense. Right? Again, the emotion makes no sense. Like, it's just, there's key parts of the execution that does not work. Does not work. There's no peril. Because the fate of everyone involved. Right? So the peril is gone. But here's a rub, right? If you want something which you really do not want to think about, right? You could just throw it on. If you want noise in the background, maybe this is it, right? It does feel rather long for what it is. It should be shorter. It really should be shorter. Like, it's an hour and a half, but you're just like, it could be an hour, right? I think even if you just made it a half an hour, short, that's probably the best thing for this. But yeah, it's on Prime Video if you want to give it a look. People, this is War of the Worlds 2025.